Good evening there, friends. How are you? This is Emily Craig, and I've been studiously avoiding watching the back and forth drama between the right and the left in this whole matter of the dramatized false flag impeachment. It's just really entertainment. It really is entertainment. And what came to mind was the parable about the sheep and the goats, okay? When the Son of Man arrives in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit down on his throne, and all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate people one from another, just as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will put the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. And if we transpose that situation before us, because we know that the globalists, the Illuminati, the elites always bankroll both sides of every conflict. So the sheep and the goats are being kept in their places by the powers that be in the CFR and the Bilderbergs and the Rothschilds, and the status quo people are staging both the sheep and the goats right now. We can't say that the sheep are faithful to anything. The sheeple are the people who aren't paying attention to what's true. They're distracted, they're busy, they've been propagandized, okay? Their children go to school and they're schooled in the Common Core, which is a communist curriculum. And then parents wonder why, when their children get home, they are hostile and don't want to relate to the elder generations and just simply want to stay with their peers and don't want to be asked any questions. I mean, all of this is staged, okay? And the sheep are the people who don't think, because they allow the television to do their thinking for them. Not only does it do their thinking for them, but because it has electronic reinforced backup, all right? The electronic reinforced backup electronically reinforces the hypnotism, all right? And the goats are trying every which way to get out of the way of governance and responsibility and accountability entirely. They're the ones who trumpet freedom as if freedom is what is going to rein in the child trafficking, the norms carried by immigrants, that deceit and protection rackets and conquering the host countries is okay, all right? That's supposed to be okay? I don't think so, all right? So there's a lot of sheep who are not thinking, and there's a lot of goats who want to tear down what we already have. And there are those of us who are watching this parade, this drama, this charade, if you want to call it that, and wondering what we ought to be doing. Well, there are a few things we can do. One is prepare for disaster, because in this time of judgment, disaster can happen to anybody at any time. What we notice, those of us who are into the reset histories and the mud flood histories and the Bible histories, is that disasters are local. Okay, it's not a worldwide disaster. There's an earthquake here and a tsunami here and a flood there and a fire here. Okay, they happen incrementally. And so it's a good idea, be prepared, have your bug out bag and your family papers and your essentials ready by the front door. If anything happens, you can respond to it. That's the best we can do. And in the meantime, we are busy, we are figuring out by any way we can what's actually true. Some of us have friends in foreign countries. And so we can talk on Skype or on Zoom or in an email, or I have a friend in Czechoslovakia and she keeps me apprised of what's going on there. And I do the radio gig on Saturdays in Dublin, Ireland, and they kind of fill me in what's going on over there. And then my buddy from Tenerife in the Spanish islands, he calls me and fills me in on what's going on there. Okay, we have ways of figuring out what's going on that bypass the mainstream media, which has its lockstep agenda, and that is to bring about the globalist domination of the entire world under one set of United Nations dictates. And diverse peoples in diverse places would not thrive on such a regime as that. So we just simply have to say, hell no. No, 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 no. What part of no do you not understand? Okay. All right. So we can find out what's going on the internet and among our friends and family and so on. And we can prepare for disaster to the extent that we are able to prepare for disaster. And we can put aside a little bit of money into silver or into small collectibles that are easy to trade or sell. Okay, we can do that. We can connect in our church or bowling league or Boy Scout troop or wherever we have trusted friends to help each other and share and cover for each other, because our governments are not covering for us. In fact, there are so many programs and strategies and gambits for reducing population on this world. You know, there's the fluoride in the water and the heavy metals in the chemtrails and the herbicides in all GMO foods and the it's just crazy. Not to mention 5G and now 6G. Okay, we have to protect our health and the health of our family. All right, and that, I guess that's a big enough list for any of us to think about getting through this mess. Okay, I'm not online as much. I'm working on my semantic linguistic project. Okay, that's keeping me focused. All right, so I'm not online as much, and I will put my book list up. So if you want to look at a particular set of issues among the things that I have published, and I publish basically the news that didn't get into the newspaper. Okay, my Red Pill series, Behold a Pale Horse, behold the Dulcie reports, behold the 9/11 insurance fraud takedown, okay, and then the pedo problem, okay. All of those exposés are cheap online if you don't have them already, for $3 in a Kindle edition or in the paperback edition, okay. And then for Christmas, for families, for grandmas at home, I have 300 crochet patterns to make gifts out of. And for those who are interested in sociology, I have 7 books, I believe, in community development and building consensus and the consensus process to bring a halt to the financial exploitation that we experience. So I'll give you my book list, and maybe you can give a book for Christmas. You know, my moon book is up there too, and it is a beauty, and it shows a lot. So that's what I have to depend on to keep going. So hey, have a nice Thanksgiving next week, and I'll see you, and I'll put up an idea now and then, but basically I'm pecking on the keyboard all day. Okay, hit subscribe and the notation bell, and we'll see you next time very soon. Hey, Saturday, that's right, Saturday, I have an episode to do for People's Internet Radio in Dublin, Ireland, and Radioactive TV in Jerusalem, Israel. And we talk about the Celtic and the Jewish cultures and how they intersect. So there's plenty of work to do. Thank you for coming by. Bye-bye.